Julia ARMFIELD, welcome to our festival, ChiassoLetteraria. Could you tell us about the writing process of Our Wives Under the Sea?
Well, it was a very specific time because I wrote it between March and December of 2020. So it was deep COVID. We were very much in lockdown for a lot of it. I was still doing my day job, but I was doing it from home. And so all I would do is move from one sofa to the other sofa at the end of the day and write the novel. And I think I didn't realize until a while after I'd written it that I had kind of by definition written a COVID novel, because I've written a novel in which, for all that in some sense is it about exploration and going to faraway places, it's also kind of about two women who are just stuck in a room and stuck in a submarine. And so I think it was sort of inevitable in a way that I would actually write a narrative which was so about being trapped and about very pared down worlds. So yeah, the claustrophobia kind of came out of the writing process, I think.
Salt Slow, your first book, is a collection of short stories. How did you move from this form of writing to the novel?
Well, I didn't want to. Usually in the UK, what will happen is that if you sell a short story collection, they will go, okay, that's cute, but you have to sell us a novel as well, just because that's the way that it works.
Yeah.
And so I had sold a short story collection on the understanding that I would then write a novel. So I had to write a novel. And I think that the key thing in discovering that I could write a novel came entirely from the fact that I had to focus in on character. For me, short stories are much more about affecting a trick or a twist, or focusing on tone or one circumstance, and the characters are sort of secondary to that. And with the novel, I really had to lean into why we had to care about these people and what was their backstory and their lives and their emotions, and that became the scaffolding of the novel very quickly. And so I found that actually, after all, that I didn't want to do it. I loved it very much.
About characters, and moving again on Our Wives Under the Sea, Miri and Leah are very different characters. Do you see yourself in one of them more than the other?
Yes, I see myself in Miri much more than in Leah, which is why Miri was much more irritating to write. Because you have that, even though I think it's crucial to say that women more than men get accused of writing autobiographically even when they're writing fiction. But at the same time, of course, we write about the things that we know and the things that we recognize. And so Leah, for me, more than Miri, was a real relief to write, actually, because I had to push myself entirely outside of my experience. I had to focus on the idea of someone who is quite scientific, quite logical, not particularly emotional. And it was a real relief, and also I think it made me a better writer because I hadn't really had to push myself into an unknown direction before in that way.
Okay, thank you for answering our questions, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.